Go ahead. Make my day.
First up, Professor Marston and the Wonder Women. Look, I know I'm gonna get some flack for this one, and I know a lot of critics are loving this movie because they think it's being daring or something, but honestly, I thought that the story about the creation of Wonder Woman deserved better than this. Most of the time, I found the performances from the three leads to be rather hammy or silly, even though I did find Rebecca Hall's blunt take on Elizabeth Marston entertaining at times. While I understand that the ideas behind Wonder Woman came from a different form of thinking, so to speak, the execution of that story in this movie just fell off to me. The quote-unquote serious sex scenes came off like some late-night Skinamax movie. Look, I'm old. Is Cinemax still a thing? The supposedly serious scenes of bondage that developed the lasso of truth were cheesy, and I had to fight off the laughs. I will say, though, at least we get a glimpse of where the invisible jet came from. Some of the later scenes of the Marston family's mistreatment worked okay, but anything that did work in this movie was hindered by everything that didn't. Look, I know that we now have this thing for Wonder Woman because she finally got a movie, and honestly, it's really good. I loved it, but if they were gonna make a biopic about her creation, it could have been way better. I know there are documentaries out there about the character's creation, so I think I'll track one of those down instead and just pass on this one. Next up is Victoria and Abdul. This movie is based on Queen Victoria of England's unlikely friendship with a young Indian servant. While eventually you know that this movie has to take a bit of a dark turn near the end, I mean, the Queen is getting pretty old when it starts, and that makes sense when you watch the movie. This movie is at its best when it is not taking itself too seriously. A lot of the characters come off as cartoony, but since the majority of this movie embraces this, it actually works. If you need an older actress that can play cantankerous well, then there really isn't anyone better than Judi Dench, is there? She's perfect as Queen Victoria and plays her the way you would expect her to. Again, while the story does get kinda serious near the end, it's not too jarring of a switch from the rest of the movie. The silly stuff gets you invested into your main character, so when the serious stuff does happen, it actually works. Now, I don't know if I would watch this one again, but I certainly enjoyed my viewing of it. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion. I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino. Till next time.